Hi, welcome to Child Development 100. My name is Jolie and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 16 weeks. In this video, I will be showing you the syllabus, briefly talking about the course requirements for this class, and also showing you a preview of the course and what it looks like on Canvas. Since this is a purely online class, I'm going to show you how I teach online and what to expect over the next 16 weeks. So this is the syllabus. It is online. It is listed already for you guys, ready for you to print out or to save however you want to have it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through this with you as well. So this is for fall 2018. Here is my email address. If you have any questions, concerns, please use this address, and please contact me through your student email at Palomar. We are now going to start being a little bit more stricter with this requirement, especially if you have an official concern or you have questions about your grades. It needs to be coming from your official student email from Palomar. So if you go to the home page of Palomar, you should be able to log in and get your student email. In addition to that, each week I will be emailing you about the course. It'll also be an announcement on Canvas. We also have it emailed to your student email. And that's also where Palomar will communicate anything official to you. So it's really important, if you're not going to check your student email regularly, please have it forwarded to your personal email or your business email, whichever one you check very regularly, so that we can communicate with you. For example, last fall in 2017, we had those really bad fires in the Fallbrook area, and so Palomar was communicating with people through the official email at Palomar about class closures, things that was changing. We also were hosting people at the theater as an evacuation site, and so we were letting people know some really important community information as well, all through your student email. So please either check it regularly or have it forwarded to an email that you do. But this is my email address, and this is the one that you should be using to communicate with me. I also have an official phone number at Palomar, but it just comes to my email. So feel free to call it, but it will just email me exactly what you've left as a voicemail. This is our department web page, and I will go more into that on Canvas. I am an adjunct part-time professor here at Palomar. I also teach in human development at Cal State, and I also teach at Mount San Jacinto Community College. So I do not have an office in which to meet with you, but I would love to have office hours with you. If you need to talk with me in person or virtually, just email me, and I will find a time and place that works for both of us, and we can always meet throughout the semester. Because I do teach at so many colleges and universities, please, in your email correspondence, please include that you're in the Child Development 100 class. A lot of you might have more common names, and so telling me what class that you're in, I won't get you confused possibly with another class that I teach. We have a text child from birth to adolescence. Find it in the cheapest way possible, and it doesn't matter. I didn't put an edition. You can get the most common one, but it hasn't really changed in the most recent iterations of the edition, so you guys can find whichever edition is cheapest for you. But in this course, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through all of the domains of child development, so physical, social and emotional, and cognitive domains from conception, so before children are even born, all the way until the end of adolescence, which is about 20 years old. So we're going to be looking at how all of these domains interact with each other and interact with the community and the environment that the child lives in. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next 6 weeks. As far as class attendance and punctuality, this is an online course. So a lot of you are probably working, taking a full load. You probably have a lot of class commitments. So really how I have it structured, and I'll show you more on the actual Canvas course, is I open everything at 6 a.m. on Monday morning, and then by Sunday night at midnight, or 11:59 on Canvas, everything is due. And every week I'll post a lecture. I'll have a graded discussion post that you must post in, and I will also have a weekly video quiz. So you watch a video, and then you'll typically answer 5 questions or a short answer question, something like that. So you need to do 3 things, and then you need to read as well. So that's really how it goes. I'm also going to go over some course requirements that will be throughout the entire semester, but really each week you need to worry about watching a lecture, doing a reading, watching a video quiz and answering the questions, and posting in the discussion. So that's 4 things in 7 days that you really need to worry about. As far as the assigned readings and assignments, each week, if you do not complete any of those by Sunday at 11:59, then you won't have the chance to make it up. So it's open for 7 days, and then it closes and it's done. Obviously, if you break a foot, your daughter breaks a foot, you're in the hospital with pneumonia, you get in a car crash, something terrible happens, if you communicate with me, I will be more than happy to work with you, but I need to know right away or as soon as possible for you to let me know. And then I might need to see a doctor's note or something like that in order to help you be late on completing some of your weekly assignments. So if you just don't get it done, it's 10 points. The video quiz is 5, and the weekly discussion post is 5 as well. So if you do miss 10 points, that's not going to make or break your grade. If you miss more than 2 or 3 weeks in a row, that's probably going to start having an impact. It can eventually drop you down a grade. So make sure that you're on top of those weekly assignments that I'm going to give it to you. I am going to have some assignments as well. There's a research paper, and there is 2 child observations that you need to do as well. If those are not turned in on time, then you will lose 50% of those total points. So if the research paper is 50 points, you'll automatically go down to 25, and it still has to be submitted to me within 2 weeks of the due date. So if the research paper is due on December 5th, I need to have it within 2 weeks of that, and you'll automatically lose 50 points if you're late on it. And I will show you more about what those bigger assignments are. As far as plagiarism, what it really is a word-for-word copy, paraphrasing using somebody else's work, even if you pay for it. I know some people online, they sell papers. Even if you pay for it, you're still using somebody else's work, and that is considered plagiarism. And then any unacknowledged appropriation of information and ideas from somebody else. So if you're not citing your sources or you're not telling me where you learned this information, then that can be considered plagiarism. Plagiarism is really hard to get away with now. I have online the uni check, so it gives me a percentage score, and I can actually look and click and see exactly where you might have lifted your sources. So please don't do it. It's very, very difficult to get away with. And a minimum consequence of plagiarism is the failure of the assignment. You'll get 0 points. I can drop you from the class or give you a failing grade, and then I will also report you to the college disciplinary office for appropriate action. So we take plagiarism really importantly in this department and all through Palomar. We want to make sure that the work that you're using is appropriately cited. I'm going to talk more about our research paper and give you some resources for APA. If you're following our APA style correctly, then you're most likely not going to be plagiarizing. And please reach out to me or our writing center or our tutoring center if you have any concerns about plagiarism. We're more than happy to help you learn how to cite your sources. As far as classroom discussion and board etiquette, this is an online class. You are going to be interacting with other students. We have discussion boards, so each week it will be open. I am on there Monday through Friday, at least once a day. I typically log on for 15 minutes to half an hour every day. So if you would like me to interact with you, you need to be posting Monday through Friday. I don't go on the discussion boards on Saturdays, or Sundays. I only go Monday through Friday, but that's a chance for you to interact with your fellow peers and also with me as your instructor. I do expect you to interact in a respectful and a courteous way. Please be polite. I'm going to remove and possibly report anything that's considered rude or disrespectful. I do caution students, online tone is very, very hard to convey. If you've ever been online, which all of you have at some point, you've probably tried to be sarcastic or make a witty or funny comment, and it probably or sometimes might not come over very well. So just be concerned about being as respectful as possible. This is a student learning space where we're going to be polite to each other. You can disagree, you can have a differing point of view, but you are expected to be courteous and respectful at all times. If you are going to try to be funny or make a joke, please use your emojis that will help convey the tone if you have a smiley face or something like that. All right, all papers are also going to be in APA, and I will go over this more online in this video. I will talk about Canvas, and I will talk about ways that we're going to support you not plagiarizing and using this APA format in order to format and source your papers. If you are going to be using the Child Development Center here on Palomar, it's on the main campus at San Marcos for your child observations, then you are expected to sign a statement of commitment and confidentiality. And I will go more into that on a separate video about the observations and what they are, but you do need to do this within the first 3 weeks of the course. It's expected that you will also adhere to the guidelines that are listed on this class, on that form. Our lab school is phenomenal. I urge all of you to go over there and do your observation of children there if you possibly can. It's a great school, but we do have staff's children there, students' children there, faculty's children there. So we really want to make sure that you're confidential and appropriate when you go to our lab school. And so we have a statement of commitment and confidentiality. I will show you this form. It will be online in another video as well. Additionally, if you have a verified disability and you are entitled to appropriate academic accommodations, please make sure that you get with me, you email me, you talk to me, you make a plan to meet with me within the first 2 weeks of the semester, just so that I have you on my radar and I can make sure that I'm making the appropriate accommodations for you throughout the semester. I really believe in accessibility and accommodations for anybody who has a verified disability, so please reach out to me so I can support you throughout the semester. If you think that you might have some learning issues that you'd like to have addressed, our Disability Resource Center is a fantastic resource. So if you need help, and most of us need help in learning in some particular form or another, please reach out to our Disability Resource Center. They're right here. This is their number, and this is their page here at Palomar. So we're here to help you and support you and help you on your learning journey. In addition to that, we have tutoring and resources, and this is not if you have a disability. You can attend if you do, of course, but this is for anybody on Palomar. So you guys, by paying, what is it, $47 a unit or whatever it is, you guys have already paid into this system. So this tutoring and resource is for you. It's completely free and it's fantastic and it's for all students. I really, really urge you, if this is your first time reading a paper or you would like to just get better at writing effectively, please go to the Tutoring and Resource Center. I started my educational journey at Maricosta Community College, and while I didn't struggle in child development or reading and writing, I really struggled in math and science. I actually needed, to use the Tutoring and Resource Center that they had in math in order to pass and get my transfer unit so that I could transfer to the four-year university. So I put off taking math as long as I could, and then when I did, I was doing really badly. I got a C-. I barely passed by the skin of my teeth. And then I decided that I needed to go to the math tutoring center. I went every week for like 3 weeks, too afraid to talk to anybody, wouldn't talk to a math tutor, just kind of sat at the computer, muddling through these algebraic equations that I really didn't understand. I really thought that these tutors would think that I was stupid, or I didn't understand it, or they wouldn't want to help me, or they couldn't figure out that I didn't, they would think that I was silly for not understanding algebra. Nothing could be further from the truth. They were so helpful. They were so understanding. They helped me pass the class. I went from a C- to a C+, almost a B- in that semester. And then the next semester, I did pull with a solid B, which for me was fantastic. This was an area that I'd always struggled in with. And I had a lot of anxiety around test taking and things like that. And the Tutoring and Resource Center, this was at Maricosta, but I know that Palomar is just as fantastic, was there for me, and they really helped and supported me in kind of attaining my transfer goals so that I could eventually get my meet my goal of transferring to a four-year university and getting my bachelor's degree. So please, if you guys are struggling in anything, reach out to me as your instructor or the Tutoring and Resource Center. Here are their numbers, and here's the information as well. If you are closer to the Escondido campus, the South campus, or the North campus, we have these TLCs or Tutoring and Resource Centers at all of our main campuses. All right, so in addition to that, you are responsible for your own withdrawal from the class. So please don't think that I'm going to know or be able telepathically to understand that you are struggling in the class or can't take the class or having personal issues or something like that, and I'm going to drop you. I have over 200 students, over 3 universities or colleges. I do try to drop people who do not seem to be interacting or participating in the class, but I am not going to be able to drop you if you've just suddenly decided and are keeping it to yourself that you can no longer take this class. So please withdraw from your class on your own time. That is your own responsibility. Consult the academic calendar for pertinent dates, when you should drop it by in order to not get a W, things like that. If you go up to the very end of the class and you don't drop it, you will get an FW, which is a failure to withdraw. All right, so we are going to be on Canvas. In order to get onto Canvas, you need to hit this link where you'll need your student ID and your password. If you're having any kind of issues with that, you're going to have to reach out to our academic technology department or even our IS, our information services department, in order to help you with any technological issues. I can help you navigate Canvas and things like that, but if you're really having problems with logins or passwords or email or anything like that, information services or academic technology are going to be the people who are going to help you. So once again, with email, I can only communicate with you really through your Palomar student email. I can only send out announcements and regular emails to everybody to your Palomar student email. So it's really important that you check it regularly, or once again, have it forwarded to your personal email. Another thing to note is Canvas grades. So Canvas is fantastic. I love Canvas and I love grading on Canvas. Gone are the days of having stacks of papers. Everything is electronic to me. I can take it wherever I want. I can be grading papers. Woohoo for me. And the great thing about you is it's going to track your grades loosely for you. So if you got a 9 out of 10, it'll let you know how you're doing on your point system. Canvas is an online platform. It's primarily a learning platform and not a grading platform. So they're not always 100% correct. If you really need to know to the point or the decimal what your grade is, please tally up all of the points that you have accumulated and use it against the rubric that I have here in this syllabus. These are the final points, and this is what I use to grade you. So what I do is I take your Canvas grades and I put it into an Excel spreadsheet at the end of the semester, and then I go through and I check everybody's personal one and I make sure that it is correct. For 99% of you, what you see on Canvas is correct, but sometimes it can under or overinflate your grades. So if you're really concerned about what grade you have, please tally up the points that you are receiving and then check it against the rubric that I have in this syllabus. All right, so I talked about what the weekly schedule looks like. So every week on Monday morning at 6 a.m., I'll post a lecture that you need to watch. Then you need to post in the discussion board, which is worth 5 points. Then you need to do a video quiz, which is also worth another 5 points. And then there's typically an additional reading or a textbook reading in order to support the knowledge that you're gaining in the lectures. So that's what you need to do every week. In addition to that, I also have a research or term paper. I have 2 child observations, and I have some exams or quizzes. All right, so I'm really going to go over the term paper and the observation in a separate video. So watch on Canvas, and I'll show you all where they will be located after I film them after this video. I will post them on Canvas, and I will show you where they're going to be. So I'm going to go over in detail in a video like this about your research or term paper, and then the 2 observations of children that you need to complete. So this is the course requirement. So participation for 15 weeks, you're going to post in that discussion board that opens for 1 week. Then you're also going to do a term paper, 30 points for the final one and 10 points for a rough draft. You're going to do 2 observations of 2 different children for a total of 50 points. Each one is worth 25. There's going to be a final exam online, and that will be due on the Friday on the last day of class. So instead of Sunday, typically everything is due on Sunday. I'm trying to be accommodating for you students that maybe are working full-time or have family, and weekends are when you try to catch up on things. But in the case of the final exam, it is going to be due on Friday, December 16th. No, I'm sorry, Friday, December 14th is Friday, not Sunday. So for the final exam, it is due on that last Friday of the last semester of class. Canvas doesn't allow me to go until Sunday, so please know that when I open it on Monday, you have 5 days to do the online final exam, which is fantastic. You don't have to show up anywhere, come to Canvas, come to class, be stressed out. But you do have a final exam on Canvas, and it is due on the Friday of the last week of class, which should be December 15th or 14th. So it is due that day. I will show you exactly where that is. Then your online quiz or assignments, these are your video quizzes that I was talking about. So each week you do that as well. So a lot of your points, 75 points and then 75 points, are logging on weekly and doing those video quizzes and the discussion board. That's a significant amount of your grade. So don't think that this is a class that you can ignore and then just pop on and write a term paper or pop on and do an observation. It's a mix of weekly kind of getting a lot of knowledge and understanding about child development and then using that knowledge in child development to write a term paper and to observe a child. So you need to kind of build on it, and I've designed it so that we're really kind of trying to do it together as a learning community. So this is the rubric that I was talking about that you should use if you're really concerned about what your grade is. And I always like to point out that students earn the grade, and I do not give you a grade. So I really don't have any kind of subjective way of doing it. I use rubrics for my grading, and I use rubrics for doing your total points. So it's really how much work and effort you put into it kind of is how you earn the grade in this class. So here's what we'll actually be doing all week long. So at the bottom of the syllabus is our weekly fall 2018 weekly schedule. So it gives you the topics that you're going to be doing. So infant, toddler, middle childhood, adolescent. Then we've got a break over Thanksgiving. Then we will final up the class. So the final is due Friday. How many times can I say that? The final is online, but it is due on the last Friday of class. It is not due on Sunday. Please, right now, mark that down on your calendar. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your refrigerator. Do whatever you need to do to know that the final exam is due on Friday and not Sunday. I will be doing grades and posting grades on that Sunday. So if you've missed your final, you'll probably go down at least one grade. In addition to this, I also have when those big assignments are due. So by the 5th week of class, if you could please email me with your research paper topic. It's really important that you do this. I want to guide you. So if you pick something that's too big or too small, I'll let you know. If you pick something that's great and may give you some research topics or theorists to check out or websites, that'll be really helpful. So I'm going to try to have a little bit of dialogue and conversation with you and make sure that you're on that right path when it comes to the research paper. Then we'll have our first observation due on 10/7. Our second observation will be due on 11/11. The final draft of the research paper will be due on 12/2. And then that final will be the last Friday of the last day of class. So that should be 12, 14, or 16. Let me look. I think I have my days off. December 14th. So I will check. It is 14th, like I said originally. So the final is due Friday, 12/14. So just remember that it needs to be done by that day. Campus will close. That you will not have the chance after Friday, December 14th. All right. So right now I'm going to get out of the syllabus, and I'm going to now share the screen with Canvas. Okay. So this is what Canvas looks like. So when you get to Palomar, it will typically have you log on to a dashboard, and this is kind of what it will look like. So this is my dashboard. So this is the 100 that I teach, and this is a management class that I teach, and then some Canvas classes and information literacy classes that I'm personally taking myself. So when you get to your own personal dashboard, it will look different depending on the classes that you're taking online. I try to make it easy for you guys. So my class has a picture of a baby on it, just so you know it's child development. So go ahead and click on your child development, and it will take you to my main page, which is just the page of the class. So right now I'm going to, in the first module or the first part of Canvas, there's the syllabus, and then there's a way that you can do office hours. So if you wanted to do virtual office hours, it would be right here in this very first module. Email me, and I will set up an appointment that will take place right here in this space, but you'll have to email me in order to make an appointment. All right, also on Canvas, we have our Child Development Success Guide, which is a fantastic free PDF that we have available for you guys. If you did want a printed copy, please don't print it yourself. That would be really expensive. We also sell it at the bookstore for, I want to say, $3 or $4. So we've already printed it out, bound it for you, so it's nice looking. You don't have to. You can always look at it in this PDF if you wanted to as well. So this is our Child Development Success Guide. It's a fantastic resource. We have all different types of things for you guys in this space. So we have, let me start at the beginning. So we'll talk to you about our philosophy. We have advising information. So if you know you want to be a preschool teacher or an early inclusion teacher, or you just really want to have a career in child development, please make an appointment with one of the full-time staff at Palomar, because we can help you with certificates and degrees and permitting and employment and stuff like that. That's what we're here for. We want you guys to have jobs in this field. If you want it, we are here to help you. Just make sure that you reach out to Laurel, Jenny, Diane, or Bob. We are more than happy to help you with that. We also have a statement of commitment and confidentiality that I was talking about on that syllabus. So if you go to our if you go to our lab school, you'll need to sign this. So there's an example right here. And then we have a lot of great guidelines for observing and visiting child development centers as well. So if you can't make it to our lab school, I'm flexible with you guys. I'll go more into that in a separate video about the child observation. But I do have specific guidelines for observing and visiting those centers. We also have assignment specifications, so talking about some different things that you could do as far as service learning or portfolios in different classes. The biggest thing for you and what I want you guys to be aware of is this right here, writing guidelines, starting on page 54. We have APA format to use, so we will break it down for you. We have an example, a sample for you on how to write APA. We have a checklist, and we also go over information literacy, which is like finding appropriate sources. So like Wikipedia, we all learn from Wikipedia. You know, if we have a general question, it's a great place to start off. You might even use it if you wanted to know about one of our theories or theorists in this class. But typically, we're not going to use that as far as sources for an academic paper or collegiate paper. You're going to go past that. You're going to get some research from a database or from a paper or from a book. We also have our plagiarism and academic dishonesty. We have a lot of dishonesty policy. We also have a lot of tips for student success as well. So this might be a great resource for you if you are new to child development and you're wanting to go farther, or if you're new to college and you need to know more about writing. This is great, and you might want to download it and go ahead and buy it at our Palomar bookstore. So in order to get back to where I was, just go ahead and hit the home page. This will take you back to that main page, which will have all of the main information. So in this section, I also have the observations and the research paper. So in these sections will be the actual assignment with the rubric, and there'll also be a video for you guys specifically about the 2 observations that you're going to be doing. Same with our research paper. In this video, in the video that I will be recording later, I will be explaining the research paper to you, going over the rubric, and then talking more in depth about APA, and then also giving you some reference guides as well. All right, so another module on Canvas is course requirements. So the first observation, second observation, research paper, final draft, and the final draft of your research paper, and then your final. So in addition to everything that you're going to be doing each week, you need to know that all of these will be due as well, and they will also have the due dates posted next to them. So on the day that it's due or when you finished, you'll just go to the first observation, and then it will be, you guys will be able to post it there, and then that is exactly where you're going to turn everything in. So don't start turning things in by email or sending it to me by paper. Everything is on Canvas, and you turn in and submit everything on Canvas as well. So I wanted to give you an example of what each week will look like. So you will not be able to see all of the weeks. They'll look like this. They will not be open. So each week I will then open it. So on the first week or the first day of class, you will see this module. This online learning in Canvas, it will be due Sunday at midnight, and I'll open it on, it'll be open on Monday, August 20th at 6 a.m. and I will close it on Sunday, August 26th at midnight, and it is worth 5 points, and it's about online learning in Canvas. Then you'll have a discussion board, and it'll show right here that's a discussion board. The little rocket ship is to be our weekly quizzes. The little dialogue boxes are to signify a discussion post, and that will be due as well on Sunday night. It's worth 5 points, and it's very simple for this week. You're just introducing yourself and telling us about who you are. And I have a silly question about, objects that you would bring if you were stranded on a desert island, so we can get to know you a little bit better. I'll also always post each week with an additional reading, maybe something to get your interest or your curiosity up, maybe something to remember about child development. They're from academic sources, they're from local universities, they're from government institutions or organizations, or maybe even nonprofits. So I'm trying to source from a wide variety of information so that you guys can feel supported in your understanding. So in this week, we'll be posting about online learning and who you are and things like that. And then I'm going to give you a very brief introduction to child development in this PDF as well. Also in this week will be our online, so every week as well, we will also have your lectures, and your lectures have this little paper with the one corner down, and that indicates that it's a lecture. And when you click on it, you will see me again. So you're going to see this little head a lot throughout the semester. What I do is I videotape my lectures this way, so you can kind of hear me talking and see me talking while I go over PowerPoints with you guys about a wide variety of information. So typically there's 2 to 3 videos each week. I try to make them 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and I've broken them down into topics so that you're not sitting and watching an hour and a half, 2 hours of something. They're broken into 2 and 3 sections in order to support you guys in listening to my lecture and learning more about it. So that's kind of what everything looks like. So each week I will open it on Monday morning. And it will look like that. You'll have a lecture, you'll have a video quiz, you'll have a discussion board, and then you'll also have a paper as well. This is a month out from the class starting, so I'm still putting together the course and making sure that everything is organized. It might look a little bit different on August 20th as I've tried to organize everything and make it as easy as possible for you guys, but that is the general gist of my class, and it's the general requirements that you will need to do, and that's the general format of Canvas. So I do try to keep it the same every week and not to confuse you. Another thing that I will do is each week I will have an announcement. So on Monday, when the class gets started, I will have an announcement that will be on your main dashboard page. It'll welcome you to the class, and it'll tell you what you need to do every week. So if you're somebody who likes to stay organized, please read that. And if you're somebody who's not organized, please read it as well. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do every single week. And then it will also sometimes give you reminders like, hey, don't forget about your child observation. So that is the class. This is Child Development 100. I've gone over the syllabus. I've gone over when things are due. I've gone over the weekly format for the class on Canvas. And I've also gone over some of the bigger assignments that you need to be aware of as well. In addition to this video, I will have another video about the 2 child development observations that you need to do, and also the research paper as well. So there'll be separate videos on those in order to give you some more information as well. I do want to let you know that if you ever have any questions or concerns, or you just want to chat, please reach out to me on Canvas or on by Palomar email. I'm more than happy to meet with you guys and answer any questions that you have. If you're struggling in the class, I don't know, I don't see you, unfortunately. I can't see that blank look in a lecture that means like, I really don't understand this. And I don't know if something's going on in your life because it's not face-to-face, it's in a virtual space. So please, if anything's going on or you need help and support in the class, email me. We are here to support you at Palomar. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the different videos and in our weekly lecture as well.